Hey you guys, welcome to my Blu-ray DVD collection update video where I talk to you guys about all the things I've gotten throughout the month of February. Now, by the time I'm recording this video, there's still a couple days left of February, so there is a possibility I could go out and get something else before February is officially over with. And we're on a leap year this year, so I get one extra day of February. But anyway, if that is the case and I do go out and get something else before February is over with, you guys will see what I got in the March video. But let's just jump right into it. I got about 11 things to talk about here today. Some pretty good stuff, so let's talk about them. Alright you guys, so the first one that I got here is actually something that I got in January. I forgot to show it in my January video because, I put everything on the shelf and all that. And when I was pulling them out to do the January update video, I forgot to pull this one out. How I forgot? I don't know. But anyways, so technically I got this one in January, and I figured I'd show it off to you now. It's the Straight Outta Compton Target exclusive Steelbook here, and it's loaded with features. If you guys don't know the plot of Straight Outta Compton, it's basically the story of NWA, the rap group from the late 1980s or early 1990s. And it's basically their story, how they got started, how they broke up, why they broke up, the things that happened around their lives and stuff like that, how they were treated and stuff. And that's basically the essential plot of the movie. You got a great cast in here. Paul Giamatti's in this movie. And I gotta say, as a fan of, I'm not really a fan of NWA. I do like maybe 2 or 3 of their songs. My favorite of theirs is the title song here, Straight Outta Compton. That's probably their best song. But that is my favorite. But I'm not really that big of a fan of the group, but this movie is spectacular. And for a while, it was my favorite movie of 2015. So, I almost said 2014. I don't know why. But it almost was my favorite movie of 2015. For a long time there, it was. It's one I really liked a lot. Like I said in my review for this movie when it came out, even if you're not a fan of NWA, I would still recommend picking this one up. It's directed by F. Gary Gray, who did a beautiful job on this movie. The cast gives stellar performances. This movie deserves some Oscars. It does. Maybe for best screenplay, best directing. I don't know about best cast. Even though the casting is great and the performances are awesome and almost perfect, you really believe like you're back in the late 1980s, early 1990s. You feel like you're there because it feels like that. But other than that, it's a really good movie, and I highly recommend checking it out. The special features are loaded. It's got an extended cut of the film, which I watched, and personally, maybe it's just me, I really didn't notice too much of a difference. Supposedly it's like 20 minutes longer or something like that. I really didn't notice much of a difference. But that's just me. I'll have to rewatch the theatrical and then watch the extended cut back to back and see if there's anything. But personally, I didn't notice too much of a difference. Loaded with special features, got additional scenes, commentaries and stuff like that on here. And yeah, it's a really good movie, and I highly recommend checking out Straight Outta Compton. Next one I got here, I actually got in the last Sorting Up video. One of the 2 things I got in the last Sorting Up video, because this week was really slow when it comes to movies. But I had the Chucky Complete Collection set on DVD. I had them all separately on DVD. I had to get the box set when it came out. But at that time, I didn't have a Blu-ray player and I wasn't buying Blu-ray, so I just got the DVD box set. Well, I finally made the upgrade to Blu-ray. And there's nothing different here about the DVD box set and the Blu-ray box set. There's nothing different. The packaging is exactly the same. Special features are the same. Deleted scenes, gag reel, featurettes, Building a Nightmare, commentaries, all storyboard and to final feature comparison. Stuff like that. It's pretty much the same exact thing as the DVD version. So if you have the DVD version, you're thinking about upgrading it to Blu-ray, the only difference is the quality is a little bit better. That's really about it. But other than that, it's a really good set, and I highly recommend it. If you're a Child's Play fan, if you're a Chucky fan, definitely recommend picking up this set. It's a really good set. Next one I got here was a blind buy. And if you guys have been watching me for a little while now, 2015, my goal was to buy more Disney movies on Blu-ray, and I say I did that. I say that one was successful. My goal in 2016 is to buy more horror movies on Blu-ray. Movies I have already on DVD but want to upgrade to Blu-ray, or movies I haven't seen that I want to buy, or just stuff like that. This is one of the ones that I didn't see, but it got some good reviews, and a couple people in particular, Cool Duder, Wet Movie 1, they really recommended it to me. So It's the final girls right here. Basically, the plot of this movie is we meet this girl who's played by Vera Farmiga's sister, the one who's on American Horror Story. I can't remember her name. Uh, what is it? Tarsa? Tiesa Farmiga? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what her name is. But yeah. Basically, her mom was in an accident and she passed away, and her mom was like this movie star in the 80s, and she starred in this Friday the 13th type film, and this theater is hosting a special screening for the anniversary of it, and her and her friends all go. Something happens and they get trapped inside the movie, so they're actually inside the Friday the 13th ripoff, trying to survive with the characters in the movie. And it's actually, the idea really intrigued me, and I watched this movie and I'm like, this could either be entertaining or it could be really bad. I actually really like this one a lot. I was not expecting to like this one as much as I did. And yes, it is a complete Friday the 13th ripoff. He even does the he does that. He's practically wearing the same outfit, just with a different mask. So, yeah, I mean, it's a typical Friday the 13th. They're at the camp, they're counselors, yada yada, they're having sex, having parties and shit like that. It's a Friday the 13th ripoff for sure. But it is really fun. It's more of a horror comedy. There's a lot of humor in this movie, and I wasn't really expecting that. But this movie's very self-aware. It knows exactly what it is, and that always helps when it comes to this, because it's like, oh, you're trying to overdo it sometimes. I didn't get that feeling at all with this one. Definitely recommend checking this one out if you're a fan of Friday the 13th. If you're a fan of horror comedies, definitely recommend picking this one up. Next one I got here is Hangman, here on Blu-ray, and I'm going to start off by saying I am not a fan of found footage. I don't like it. I don't. I don't even like the Blair Witch Project. I know. I'm supposed to call myself a horror fan, but yet I don't like the Blair Witch Project. Paranormal Activity, the first one was okay, but this is another found footage horror movie. The only really found footage movie that I actually genuinely really liked was Chronicle. So, I wasn't too interested in picking Hangman up. I mean, the cover's cool, and yeah, it sounds cool, but once I seen it was found footage, it kind of turned me off, and that's why I didn't initially buy it. But, again, after some recommendations, somebody said that it's not your typical found footage horror movie, so I picked it up because it wasn't that bad of a price either. It was like $10 or something at Best Buy. So I picked it up, I checked it out, and I actually liked it. Like, I didn't love it. It wasn't spectacular, but I didn't hate it. I thought the found footage worked for this movie. It definitely made it a lot more creepier. And the thing is, it's not your typical found footage haunted story. Like, it's not about ghosts or something. It's just another Paranormal Activity ripoff or anything like that. It's about this psychopath who basically breaks into this family's home when they're on vacation, and he kind of they come home from vacation, they see their house has been broken into, they're trying to pick up the pieces and stuff like that, move on from their lives. But what they don't know is this guy is living in their attic, and at night when they're asleep, he's going down and, doing random shit. He's living there without them knowing about it. And he's kind of terrorizing them without, them really noticing. I mean, they start to notice eventually, but it's actually a pretty cool one, actually. Like I said, didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. There's nothing on here for special features at all, though, because I really would have liked to see, some of the cast talk about this. Like Jeremy Sisto's in this movie. What's the chick's name? Kate Ashfield is in this movie. Amy Smart's in this movie for a minute. But yeah, I do love Jeremy Sisto a lot, and it would have been cool to see like some interviews and stuff like that, maybe a commentary track, just to hear him talk about it. But yeah, didn't hate it, but I didn't think it was amazing. Next one I got here, movie that I've had on DVD for years, one of my favorite comedies, Joe Dirt. I had to upgrade it. I did. So if you guys don't know the story of Joe Dirt, it's basically about this guy named Joe Dirt who, when he was a kid, his parents left him at the Grand Canyon, and so he's practically raised on his own. He's going off on this adventure trying to find his parents, and along the way he gets into a lot of mischief, meets a lot of really interesting characters, and it's hilarious. I love this movie. Like I said, one of my favorite comedies. Special features include commentary with the director, commentary with David Spade, bloopers, deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, and new for the Blu-ray release, because I don't think this movie was on Blu-ray up until recently. After this movie's only been out on Blu-ray for only a couple of months, I believe. But the Blu-ray exclusive here is Joe Dirt: The Return and the Making of Joe Dirt 2: Beautiful Loser. So there's a nice little behind the scenes thing of the next one coming up, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. But yeah, Joe Dirt, one of my favorite comedies. I had to upgrade that one. Next one I got here, Joe Dirt 2. Everybody says pass on this one. I wouldn't argue with them. But yeah, I'm like, I got the first one. I have to get the second one. Right? But I saw this movie the day it came out on Crackle because it was a Crackle movie. And I was like, whatever. Some of it was funny. Some of it was really bad, though. Like, it was hit and miss, Joe Dirt 2 for me. That's why when somebody says pass on it, I wouldn't argue with it. Even as a massive fan of the first one, everybody knows I love the first one. But this one was just okay, I guess. Special features there's just an extended cut is what it says. But Joe Dirt 2, like I said, you can kind of pass on this one. Next one I got, Next one I got here is one that, they announced this and they released the cover and stuff like that. I'm like, I have to get this. When does this come out? And then after I seen the post, I'm like, wait a minute, it comes out 2 weeks from when I'm reading this post. 2 weeks later it comes out. I had to go out and get it. It's the Pokemon 3 movie, Blu-ray, limited edition Steelbook here, and I've been wanting to get Pokemon the first movie in high definition for years, and when they finally said they were releasing it, that's all I really wanted. I could care less about, Pokemon 2000 and Pokemon 3. I wasn't a big fan of those ones, but I haven't watched those since I was a kid, actually. But, of course, as soon as I got this, I watched the first movie here on Blu-ray, and it looks great. It does. It really looks great, because I had an old bootleg of a DVD copy of it, and, it was a full screen, and, I don't like full screen, but this is 16 by 9, and it does look pretty good on Blu-ray, I'm not going to lie. But other than that, there's really, no special features on here at all whatsoever. But it is a really nice steelbook if you're a Pokemon fan. You definitely got to get this one. Next one I got here is a movie I've been wanting to upgrade for some time as well. It's one of my favorite horror movies. Is it in the top 5? I don't know if I would put it in the top 5. It definitely, reinvented the genre, restarted the slasher genre again. It is the granddaddy of horror, as John Carpenter puts it, and he's not wrong. But it's Psycho here on Blu-ray, and I gotta say, I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna look. It's black and white. It was made in 1960. The transfer might not be that great. So I popped it in. The transfer is amazing, even though it is black and white. It looks like a movie that would be made today. It looks spectacular. Special features, there's a lot. It's a lot of special features on here. Making of Psycho, the shower scene with or without music, Psycho sound, Master of the Shadow, Hitchcock's Legacy, newsreel footage. It's feature commentary with Steven Rebello. I honestly don't know who that is, but whatever. It's just loaded with special features. It looks fantastic on Blu-ray. If you guys don't know the plot of Psycho, I'm not going to explain that. No, you guys should know the plot of Psycho. You don't get a pass for that one. Next one I got here is... Alright, so the next one I got here is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from Walt Disney's Signature Collection, the first that's released in the Signature Collection line. This is the Best Buy exclusive lenticular slipcover here, and the plot of Snow White, it's classic. It came out in the 1930s. How do you not know the plot of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Basically, it's about this girl named Snow White, and she goes in this village and she meets, she finds this little cottage. She finds out 7 men live there. She decides to stay with these 7 men. But even though she lives with 7 other men, she's not easy. And, but yeah, special features on here include, there's an evil queen. You know the jargon, right? Special features include, in Walt's words, iconography, fairest facts of them all, alternate sequences, designing Disney's first princess, and much more than that. But yeah, I gotta say, in the 1930s, Disney always does a fantastic job with their Blu-rays. I don't know how they do it, but they make everything look great on Blu-ray that they do. So I was really excited. I'm like, oh, the Walt Disney Signature Collection. We don't know what the other releases are just yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be all the really, really old ones, like Snow White. The first one is first animated feature. So I popped it in because I wanted to check out how good the transfer was. the transfer didn't impress me. It's not bad transfer. It looks a lot better than it does on VHS and DVD. It does look better than the DVD transfer and stuff like that. But I gotta say, I was a little disappointed because I expected a little bit more from Disney. Now you can argue the fact that this movie came out in the 1930s. It's kind of hard to clean up a bit. Okay, I get it. So I'm not too pissed about it. I really wish they would have fixed the frame. Because what's the frame on here? Let's see. The aspect ratio is 1:33:1. I really wish they would have made it a 16:9. Maybe that was a little tricky to do, but I don't know. I really wish that they would have done at least that. But other than that, I really have no complaints with this movie. I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. Like, this was never one of my favorite ones growing up. But, it is nice to have on Blu-ray, and I do like this lenticular slipcover here, by the way. But yeah, if you do like Disney, and you haven't seen Snow White, go ahead and pick this up, show your kids, make them grow up with the ones you grew up with. Maybe they'll have a little bit more love for the stuff that we grew up with. I don't know. But anyway, the next one I got here is All Hallows Eve 2 on DVD here. And now, All Hallows Eve, it's a movie that I have heard of, but I haven't seen. I haven't seen the first one. I didn't see this one yet. Well, I've seen this now to talk about this movie, but I didn't see the first one, but I knew what it was. I knew it was an anthology film, involving Halloween and stuff like that. And I always kind of liked Halloween anthology films. And Trick or Treat, I love Trick or Treat. That one is one of my favorite movies to pop in around Halloween time. To me, that is the essential Halloween movie, after John Carpenter's Halloween, of course. But, yeah. So All Hallows Eve 2, I'm like, well, it's an anthology film. So I wouldn't really have to see the first one to get this one. So I picked this one up, and I gotta say, I liked a good portion of the segments in this. I didn't hate, there's a couple of them that were just like, it's an anthology film. So you're gonna have a couple really good ones, a couple decent ones, and a couple really bad ones. There were a couple bad ones in here, and there's some of them that were just dragged out a little bit too long for my liking. Again, it was the ones I didn't really like, and it felt like it just kept going forever and ever. There's this one in particular, I swear to God, it goes on for like 45 minutes. And I swear to God, it's like a 45-minute segment. It's actually, technically, it's probably not 45 minutes, but that's what it felt like. It just kept dragging on, and I was so bored with a couple of the segments there. But on the other hand, a couple of the segments are actually really, really good. Like, the first few in particular are really good, really solid. And, I do like the design of, what was his name on here? The pumpkin guy? I don't know. I don't know what his name is. But, he does look really cool. And a lot of the effects look cool. Is it a good anthology film to watch around Halloween time? Yes. Now I have to go out and seek out the first one and watch the first one to see how good that one is. I've seen the trailer. There's a lot of evil clowns in that. I love evil clowns. That's one of the best things in horror. But yeah, I do have to go check out the first one. But for this one, like I said, I didn't hate it. There were a couple segments, of course, that I didn't like and dragged out a little bit too long. But other than that, no real major complaints with it. All Hallows Eve 2, I would recommend it if you're into horror anthology films. If you've seen the first one, maybe this one is worth checking out as well. Like I said, I haven't seen the first one. I know about it, and I've seen the trailers for it when it was coming out, but I never got around to seeing it. So I'm going to have to go seek out the first one now. And finally, the last one I got here is, again, I picked this up in the last Hoarding Up video as well. The only two things I got this week. Bates Motel, Season 3 here on DVD. Now, a lot of people have asked me in the past, why don't you buy TV shows on Blu-ray? Do I need them on Blu-ray? No. I've thought about it more recently about maybe getting a couple of them on Blu-ray. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But TV, I don't really see the point in upgrading it to Blu-ray. But yeah, Bates Motel Season 3, I really love Bates Motel. To me, it is the best horror show that's on TV currently, better than American Horror Story, way better than The Walking Dead, if you ask me. I hate The Walking Dead. But yeah, Hannibal, I didn't get around to seeing Hannibal, so I don't know how good that one is. So if you guys have seen Hannibal, let me know if it's worth checking out. The Bates Motel, really, really dig this one a lot. I've reviewed Season 1 and 2 already. I'll review Season 3. hopefully before Season 4 starts on March 7th. Hopefully my review for Season 3 will be up by then. But, yeah, Season 3, it's a solid season. I really like it. Special features include deleted scenes and a broken psyche creating Norman. So, yeah, I love this show. I do. Didn't really start off that great. Like, Season 1 wasn't the greatest. Season 2 was fantastic. Season 3 is great. So, yeah, I do like the show a lot. So, guys, what do you guys think of the titles that I picked up throughout the month of February? Like I said in the beginning of this video, I could go out one more time before February is officially over, and if that happens, and if I do end up getting something else in February, you guys will see that in my March video. So, guys, what do you think of some of the titles I picked up today? What do you guys recommend that I go out and seek out? Like you said, like I was talking about All Hallows Eve 2, tell me a good place to find All Hallows Eve 1, because I cannot find it anywhere around here, other obviously Amazon and stuff like that, but just wondering if any stores carry it, like Best Buy and stuff like that. I can't find it anywhere around here. Like I said, what other titles do you want me to seek out? Comment your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like the video, share, and subscribe. Just do it!